Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Inside Boxing Weekly. I am your host, Jeremiah Preisser, and tonight we have a special guest on, one of my favorite welterweight prospects in the world, Egidijus Kavaliauskas. How are you doing, Egidijus?
Very good, very good. I'm happy to be with you.
Yes, I'm very excited to have you on. And first off, I want to congratulate on your most recent over Ramses Baton on the Lomachenko-Sosa undercard. You look great.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel great, so everything goes well.
Good. And so it seemed like the right hand was the most effective punch in the fight and the one that ultimately put Agaton away. It looked like it took you a few rounds to kind of get your timing down against the southpaw. I'm just wondering, was it your plan to stay patient and wait for the openings?
Honestly, I don't get too much time to warm up before the fight, so I just get my hand wraps on, and the commission come and tell me, hey, 10 minutes and you go to the ring. So I was without my shoes, without trunks, so I just put everything together, warm up a little bit, but it was not enough. So I knew that first couple rounds I need to just move, be patient, and warm up good to prepare for all the fight.
Is that because the fights before you ended quickly?
No, my fight was the first one, but I don't know what happened. Just all that, like it happens that in the show everybody's like doing something, the commission, all the fighters. So I don't know why this happened, but I just don't get too much time to warm up. So that was it was a little bit problem, but going to the ring, I just don't think about that. I knew that first couple rounds I will be patient, and then I will be like after a couple rounds I will pick the pace.
Right. Yeah, you certainly did that. I mean, when you started connecting with the right hand, it didn't seem like he could handle the power, to be honest with you. And the finish was fantastic. I mean, again, you didn't get a lot of credit for the knockout, but I thought it was beautiful, and you used the most effective weapon against the southpaws. But I know you're still learning. I was just wondering, how close do you think you are to a title fight after this?
I hope I always get to this question, so I hope I'm the one step forward to the world title, and I'm already waiting for that shot, and I hope it will be faster than is happening. So I hope the sooner I get that, it will be better for me, because I'm ready. I'm ready for the title shot. I'm ready for top fighter, so I hope Top Rank will gonna give me that fight soon.
Right, and in my opinion, you look great. I mean, when I compare you to some of the top ranks other welterweights like Jesse Vargas, in my opinion, again, this is my opinion, you look a bit better than Vargas, and I think potentially you could beat Vargas. But I mean, because Lithuania isn't a country known for producing a lot of fighters, though in recent years it seems like there are more on the scene, of course. What would it mean to you to become the first world champion from Lithuania?
Oh, it's my dream. I think this is my dream from childhood, from the first time I step in the boxing gym. So it will be my dream will come true if I will be the first world champion of my country, because my country is small, like not maybe too much so known fighters. So to come here to USA and represent my country is a big honor for me.
Right, and I do want to ask, you are from how do you say it, Kaunas,
yeah.
Lithuania?
Yeah, Kaunas.
Yeah,
Kaunas, Lithuania.
Kaunas, okay, and a lot of people aren't familiar with a lot of the Baltic states, with Belarus, Latvia, et cetera. But where you're from is actually a very large city in Lithuania, and it used to be, historical leading centers of economic, academic, and cultural life. What was it like growing up in Lithuania, and what is the difference between where you come from and the United States of America?
I can tell it's very, very big difference. My city is, how you say it's big cities, like second city, like it's a capital, Vilnius, and my city Kaunas is second big city. But all my country, I think it's even way smaller than California. state, so it's not a big city, Kaunas. Almost everybody knows everyone. So, but all is different. Maybe all the people and living. So, I can it's hard to say how it's different because people living here, people living there. So it's just a little bit different. All the weather, all that stuff, all the city. We don't have maybe so much people and so much doing stuff. So it's just different.
Right. And I do want to ask you also, because you were on an interesting card in Oxon Hill, Maryland. What was it like sharing a card with so many other talented Eastern Europeans like Gvozdyk, Lomachenko, Usyk? What did you think of their performances?
They are very, very great fighters. They are my teammates, my friends from the gym. We train together. So I was very happy when they say I will be on the same show. So it was a good evening of boxing. The three guys, the Lithuanian guys, show good, skillful fights, talented fighters. So I was very happy to be on that part of that show.
Yeah, and I was happy to see you on again because you're one of my favorite welterweight prospects in the game today. But I want to back up a bit because you haven't received as much hype as some others, and partly that's because you're not from the U.S. But you did have a long amateur career. I mean, you went to multiple European championships, world championships, and Olympics. When did you get into boxing, and what do you remember most about your amateur boxing days?
I started training when I was 7 years, but I was training like Thai boxing, kickboxing, all the like MMA fighting. I was like from 7 years, I was doing everything. Every sport you can fight in that sport, I was doing that. When I was 13, I get into like just straight boxing. My father took me to boxing gym. I like boxing, and it was interesting. It was like, when I remember, it was very, very, very hard, like to like amateur background. Like I was training like every day, winter, sun. Like we have very cold winters. Like outside it was like -20 of Celsius, and I was still like 15, 14 years driving to like 1 hour to the gym and training there. And the gym wasn't no heater, nothing. It was cold in the gym, so I was training with the winter clothes inside the gym, punching heavy bag with the winter clothes. So it was hard, but at the same time it was interesting to go through all that stuff. Just
right. Yeah, and from what I've heard, sometimes I see Ellie Sekback in Robert Garcia's gym asking some of you guys questions, and one thing that he said was that Eastern Europeans have a tendency to be more serious in their training than American fighters. Would you agree with that?
I think, I would agree with that, because we are coming from like different countries here, like we're leaving our family, everyone, like our friends back there, and coming here, like we are hungry for the fights. It's our living, so we are very, very hungry and dedicated for the training for the fights.
Right, and you always look like you're in great shape. But a quick question to the amateur. What I remember most about, the first fight I saw from you when you were an amateur is the upset in 2011 at the World Championships against Fred Evans. Do you think that was your biggest win in the amateurs?
It's hard to. It was a nice win. It was a nice right hook. I remember that fight. I was happy for that fight, but maybe I can tell you it's one of the biggest wins in my amateur career.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, and so when did you actually decide to turn pro, and how did you end up at Robert Garcia's gym?
I decided even before that World Championship, before 2011, I met Egidijus Kavaliauskas, my manager. I met him in Lithuania, in my city in Kaunas. We talked with him, and he say, if you want to be professional, if you want to become, like, prepare good for World Championship, prepare good for Olympic Games, and after that, if you want to come, just call me. So I already before 2011, I was already thinking about pros, and when I get to the Olympic Games, I already knew that after Olympics, I want to go to USA and become a pro.
Oh, very good. And how much have you learned under Robert Garcia? I mean, he's got a lot of experience training guys, and it seems like his gym is one of the biggest boxing gyms on the West Coast right now. So what have you learned under Garcia, and what kind of sparring have you gotten there?
Oh, when I come like 4 years ago, I was like all amateur, like all my box. I like pros, like I very like pro style, like I like fighting, I like power fight, like strong, like. but all that I was like from amateurs, like like moving, jumping, and pointing. So first day I think I get couple rounds in sparring like with the pros. I was doing good. I remember I was just moving. Everybody like pros, like Mexicans, they're like making pressure. But I was just running, moving, pointing. But I already knew that I need to change that because it's like maybe I can say like it's not my style. It's not the way I like to fight. I like to fight like hard, like make pressure and like go to war. So little by little, like I go to sparring with Marco Antonio Rubio from Mexico. So
right.
He, like sparring with him, like I learned lots of things from him, how to fight like in pros. So it helps me a lot. And Robert Garcia he's a good coach, good guy. So he teach me things like how to be there, how to be patient, how to sit down on your punches. So it was a great place where I came to start my pro career.
Right, yeah, and Rubio, he's a hard-punching fellow himself. He's had a couple of good wins too. I remember I remember a few of his fights. I mean, I believe he fought Kelly Pavlik. I remember the Kofi Jantua fight, of course, the Golovkin fight. But yeah, good fighter. And I think your style is better suited to the pro game, anyways, because you seem to have a lot of power. I mean, there are a lot of good welterweight prospects, but very few of them have power like you do. I remember the beautiful knockouts over Herrera, the recent one over Agaton, and my favorite, the double left hook that you finished Prentice Brewer with. Did you feel as if you were always going to be a better pro than amateur because of your power?
Like, honestly, I wasn't like in amateurs. I wasn't like thinking about that I got power. When I came here, like little by little, coaches start telling me that you have the power. So even right now, I don't know, like sometimes in training I work hard, I hit the bag, but I don't know, I just don't feel I have power or no. But if knockouts come, so it means I have power. I'm happy for that.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to win a fight, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a nice way to win the fights.
Yeah, it's. I mean, with the way the professional game is, it's always best to leave it out of the judge's hands. Anyways, where did you get the nickname Mean Machine?
My friend and teammate Evgeny Gradovich started calling me the Mean Machine. I remember that story. Like I was preparing for the fight, and I was like from the first somebody just called me like machine. That I was always there. I was always making pressure, so somebody just called me machine. But Evgeny was sitting close to me, and he looks at me, and I was losing weight, all like me, and I was mad on all the world when the boxers they know when they losing weight, they starving, so they mad on all the world. So he just looked at me, no. He said, no, he's not the machine, he's the mean machine. So and he just become like this.
Yeah, so are you one of those guys who before the fight you get real irritated and you don't really want people messing with you?
Before, yeah, I was like this, but right now I'm more dedicated to my like nutrition for losing weight. So for this fight, I wasn't starving. I was feeling great. Even my coach said, "You look great. You talk with people like you talk, you smile. You're not grumpy like always." So yeah, but it just happens. Like I think all the boxers know that feeling that they don't even want to talk with nobody. They just sit like they are with themselves.
Right. Okay. Okay, so there are a few other things that I like to ask guys. So we've had all sorts of guys on, and some of them, like to collect expensive clothes. Some of them like to hang around the house and just change diapers all day. Everybody likes to talk about boxing with boxers, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
But what do you do in your free time?
Like right now after a fight, like I have like 1 week, like easier week, like I was just like doing like cardio. So all week we was traveling with my wife. Like we like I'm like nature guy. Like I like nature. I like all the nature, go somewhere to nice places. So we was going around here in California to beautiful parks, hiking to the mountains. So I like do that stuff. I like spend time in nature, like where the quiet, no how to say no not loud noises, no computers, no phones, cell phones, nothing. Just spend time in nature and enjoy.
That's excellent. I mean, I live in Colorado, which is
Nice.
it's a beautiful place, and unfortunately, it's not a big boxing town. That's why you almost never see fights in Denver. Every once in a while you have a few, like Brandon Rios, who trains. Brandon Rios, of course.
Yeah.
He fought local fighter Mike Alvarado out here.
Oh yeah.
But
I know Milo High. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good fighter.
Yeah, he's a good fighter. Well, again, we don't have a lot of guys like him, around, so we got to wait every once in a while to get a big fight. And I actually saw Brandon Rios versus Mike Alvarado. I actually saw the first fight and the third fight live. But yeah, I mean, I'm from Denver, Colorado, and this is a place that is like California in a way, where it has the mountain ranges. We've also got sand dunes, but so I enjoy the outdoors a lot myself, and I like to go hiking, and there's a lot of bicyclists there. So you're probably loving it out there, because California has it all. I mean, it has the redwood forests, highways along the coast. You can go swimming, mountain climbing. Am I right?
Yeah. It's a lot of like places that you can go. So we're just like picking one for a day and just go there, spend time. Next day we go to another place, and it's still lots of places we can go. Like we wasn't able to go there. So in the future we will travel all the California and maybe US.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I would encourage you to do so. I mean, I've been all around the U.S. myself. I've been to just about every state in America, and California is a beautiful place. But America, again, like you said earlier, it's so much bigger than Lithuania. So there's a lot, there's a lot more to offer. There's the Grand Canyon and Niagara Falls and on and on and on. And I honestly wish you the best. I hope you get to travel as much as you can. I mean, this is a beautiful place.
Thank you. Yeah, I like it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I'm glad you're enjoying your stay. Again, I'm really happy you came on the show. You're one of my favorite fighters, and I'm trying to turn people onto. I actually wrote an article about you a while back for an old website that I used to write for.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, no, you're very welcome. And again, I want to appreciate you for coming on the show. I want to thank all of our listeners for tuning in. You can catch us on Spreaker, iTunes, Stitcher, just about anywhere you can find podcasts. So for the Mean Machine, Kavaliauskas, I'm Jeremiah J. Preisser. You've been listening to the Grueling Truth Sports Radio. Thank you very much. Thank you again, Kavaliauskas, for coming on. Yes, have a good night.
Thank you a lot. Have a good night, guys. Bye.